Hey everyone, my name is Gamer Corey, and welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Career Mode, or what I'm calling Career Mode, using the OnAir Airline Manager basically to accomplish that. Now, in the last episode, we accepted a two-part flight, and we were able to grab both of the cargoes that we need to and transport them down into the London area, which means that ultimately we have to make another flight in order to actually produce any type of income. It was like a $13,000 job. We got charged a little bit of money to basically fly down here because we had to pay for rent, we had to pay for the landing fee, we had to pay for some of the gas and things like that. So our aircraft rental this last flight was $732.92. Ouch. So that's a little bit of a little bit swallow there, just because we're not making as much money. So I think at some point I definitely am going to have to learn and get a little bit more familiar with the King Air, so that we can actually start transporting more goods. Even though it is a little bit slower of an aircraft, we'll be able to transport more in the long run. Our flights will actually just take us a little bit longer. So I guess there is always that. I don't really know what other aircraft that we could actually use in order to accomplish anything, because there really isn't anything. Because we've got the TBM, the King Air, we have the Baron, I guess, that we could go after, which is a multi-piston aircraft. That would probably be a little bit cheaper, but it probably can't handle as much as far as cargo goes. Otherwise, if we really were to look at pretty much other aircraft inside of the game, we're not going to really get a whole lot that's going to allow us to be able to really transport a lot in our current simulator as of right now. So that kind of stinks. I'm trying to think if there's anything that we could really even consider. So I think, yeah, it's pretty much, I would say that it's probably the King Air, or the other opportunity would be going into like the jets and maybe downloading the CJ4, potentially downloading the CJ4 fuel set, so that we don't have to necessarily worry about the fuel and we can actually go further than is expected, because the Longitude actually doesn't have that. The only difference between the two for the CJ4 and the Longitude is obviously real distance. Otherwise, it's a little bit slower of an aircraft, not by much, by about 30 knots. And it probably can't handle as much. It doesn't have a full like Garmin 5000. It has the old setup, so I have to actually. I've never flown the CJ4, to be 100% honest. And then the other thing I know that the CJ4 doesn't have is it doesn't have auto throttle, which I've been getting a little bit used to because of flying the TBM, because it doesn't have auto throttle as well. But I guess we'll just have to take a look at it. I might just take a look at see how much the CJ4 is, which, you know what, let's go and do that real quick. So in today's episode, what I'd like to do is actually fly over, do a complete flight over to Echo Golf Sierra X-Ray, dump the goods off, and then we're going to get paid that $13,000 and then get charged for another landing fee, fuel, and other things, and then basically get down into London City. That's what I would like to do completely in today's episode, and we're going to see if it actually work out for us. But I do want to look at the aircraft, specifically under the jet. I don't have that license yet. I only have the turboprop, and I'll have to do a multi-engine turboprop if I go after the King Air. So it really doesn't matter which one I go after. I'm going to have to do some type of check ride in order to make it happen. Otherwise, we'll just do around Heathrow, because that's probably where I'll be at. Closest distance is 34 nautical miles away. I've been to this airport a couple times, I believe. Otherwise, let's check the hours. The lowest hour-wise, we got 562 hours, but we can't even rent that one. We have this one, which is actually down in France, which that's not bad. But what kind of cargo can it hold? Yeah, see, 7,000. Though That's cheaper than the King Air. Is it really cheaper than the King Air? How much is this? How much is the longitude? Because that's 8,500 pounds. And we can actually transport more pounds with this. A little bit less for the passenger count, but that's fine. How much is the longitude? 5,800? Okay, and then the multi... I wouldn't have actually thought that that was... Craft Air. Oh, okay, no, never mind. It's cheaper. Maybe we should just skip the Beach King and go right to... Because with the fuel fix, I think I can actually make that actually work a little bit better too. Because there is that possibility. And then if we ever need to get rid of it, we get rid of it and go after the longitude, which I think that's kind of what I want to do when I get that much money. So how much do I actually need? We need 10 times that amount. CJ4 citation. So ultimately, we probably need about $60,000 to really get started with this. Now, we could obviously turn in our TBM, and then we could actually always rent another one later. My goal is to actually buy a TBM and then use it at some point. But with that, I'm gonna take a look at the details on this thing. Curious. $1.9. There's actually fuel on board on that one as well. That actually looks all pretty good, to be honest. Like there's going to be an engine checkup on it. So that one definitely is going to need an engine checkup. That's going to cost us additional maintenance and whatnot. So yeah, ultimately I think we're going to need about $6,000. Unless we go after... one that's already completed it. Come on, load craft data. Every 3,000 hours. So that one would give us a little bit more because it's just had a checkup on it. And it's got decent. And it's in France as well. And it's actually a little bit closer. So... that's and it's actually and it's a little bit cheaper. All right, well, I think that's probably my next route that I'm going to go. I'm probably going to go from the TBM to the Cessna Citation CJ4 at some point in time. Obviously, I'm going to have to learn how to fly this little thing, but oh well, that's fine. We'll worry about that at some other point in time. What we want to do today is we are going to go ahead and then I need to find out like its capacity for landing and things like that, and like what kind of airports it can actually take off out of and that kind of stuff. So lots of stuff to consider with that one, because right now with the TBM I can land in some pretty tiny little airports. I should be able to land at London City with the Citation. I wouldn't think that that would be a problem, but oh well. All right, yeah, we're kind of wasting a little bit of time by going over things that we probably don't even need to really look at yet, but I think that's the direction that I would like to go. At this point in time, we're going to load up on fuel. It's $5 a gallon here. Almost 6. Actually, let's just fill it all the way up. Firm and fly now. Still at over 50%, so it's not like it was bad, but again, that's a little bit more cost out of the pocket. So it's going to fuel up here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to EG Echo Golf Sierra X-Ray, and then I need to set that up in my flight simulator real quick. So just give me one quick second to actually go ahead and do that while we're actually waiting for this to fill up. All right, everyone, welcome back and welcome to the flight simulator. And according to my map that we actually put together here, we're ultimately only like not even a 70 nautical mile range. So we want to load this plane and get out of here. We want to do this as soon as possible. If we're going to start tracking the flight, we want to prep the this for everything. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. We're going to turn on the source, the battery. We're going to go generator on. We are going to turn on the APU. We are also going to select it to auto mode. And we might as well go ahead and ignition is on. And let's go ahead and do the starter. That is beautiful. All right, so we turned on our nav and our strobe lights are on.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Give it a little bit of fuel. Okay, it's getting up there. ITT. All right, that looks good. Let's introduce some fuel. There we are. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to go ahead and turn on all of our cautions. We're going to turn on the APU bleed. Ignition can come off. Or actually could have gone to auto. I guess it wouldn't really matter. All right, guys, that's pretty much all set. We are only going to climb up to 5,000 feet for today. So our vertical speed, we're actually going to climb up pretty dang fast. We're going to go up by 2,000 feet per minute. Flight director is now on. I guess it was already on. Maybe I already clicked it. Change over to our GPS mode. And let's go ahead to getting out of here. Let's do this, my friends. The goal is to fly all the way over. And then we want to basically fly down to London City. At least that's the goal for today anyway. So parking brake is off. And we're going to turn around right here. Sorry, dude. You were just in the way. Wrong place, wrong time, my friend. And taxi lights can come on. There's actually a Baron right there in front of us that we were talking about in the earlier part of this episode. I don't know if I'll include the entire flight or not. Just because we are at already like 13 minutes into the episode and we haven't even taken off yet. And I don't know if we're going to be able to do a full flight, to be 100% honest, because I don't want to like waste a ton of time for everybody, but so maybe once we get up to 5,000 feet, I can just pause it for a little bit, and then maybe then after that we can do our full flight into London City, because that should be pretty good, I would expect. Because we got the scenery for London, and we've got London City Airport as well, so that should be pretty absolutely fantastic. Plus I have it set on manual cache, so our frames per second should be pretty dang good. How are we supposed to take that one? Probably we're supposed to. I don't think we can actually get up into the air that fast. I guess let's try it. All right, so 80 knots is where we're going to do it at today. Well, 90 knots is our rotating speed, so let's go ahead and go. Oh, I think we'll be able to be just fine. And rotate.
Airborne time logged.
All right. Positive rate, gear up. And let's go ahead and bank off to the right-hand side. We got that other airport that's like right there, and we don't feel like flying over the top of it like right off the bat. All right, so let's go ahead and actually do autopilot, heading mode, navigation, and vertical speed should all be coming into play. There we go. And we can actually get our flaps up now. And there we go. We be flying. I did change, actually I grabbed a different color of a plane today. So I kind of like that one. That was kind of cool. Freshly painted. Love it. All right, we will see you guys in just a few minutes. So we are making our descent down into Echo Golf Sierra X-Ray, and right in front of us is actually Echo Golf Sierra Sierra, and I'm pretty sure that I've actually landed at this airport already. At least I remember it. I don't know if it was actually this career mode that I was doing, or if it was my other career mode. That I don't actually know. But we're descending down to 3,000 feet. Obviously, there is no like actual stars for this specific airport. Same like the last airport that I left from. There's no SIDS, so I don't really know where I'm supposed to be going, to be 100% honest. So I just kind of made up a flight plan that made sense for me, including the low altitude IFR. And the other thing that we actually took a look at, or that I did, is I put in some custom waypoints so that it'll make it a little bit easier for us to go ahead and land at Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. Now, in real life right now, this airport should not really be being used anyway, just because, well, it's like 3:30 in the morning over in the UK, so there's gonna be nobody in real life landing it, and I only have set to real traffic anyway. All right, so we should be making our final turn here. That should be changing here like any moment. We're going to the triple S 22, so Sierra 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 22. Then we'll be banking to the right, going in for a landing. Yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it was during this career mode that I've actually landed at that airport. So yeah, I've been flying all around England. We've been up to Scotland. I got this plane actually from Ireland. Then eventually I'd like to get down into France and some of the other countries as well at some point very, very soon. So, all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna decrease on the speed here. We're also gonna lower our altitude down. It'll allow me to do that. There we go. And then we're gonna do vertical speed, and we'll slowly start to descend down into Echo Golf Sierra X-Ray. That looks like that's our runway right there. And as far as I know, there is no ILS for this. Yeah, this runway is almost 6,200 feet. I'm actually going to go ahead and control the aircraft now. I'm going to turn off the autopilot, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of flying myself here. I can see the airport on my main screen here in front of me. But we want to descend a little bit quicker. And bleed off some of the speed that we actually have going on here. And I'm pretty sure that I've actually been at this airport as well. Pretty dang sure, actually. Alright, so we are 3 nautical miles out, so I'm going to go ahead and get my first set of flaps down. We also need to make sure that our landing gear comes out. And we're going to check for 3 green here in just a second. Three green. And absolutely fantastic. Hello. That's weird. Alright, now we're also going to go ahead and get our last set of flaps out. We're going to get a little bit of speed because they're going to drop. The speed drop is going to happen really fast. And of course, it likes to fight with the plane to go up too.
Wind 240 at 12 knots.
12 knots, huh? Oh, it's looking so good. Ooh, there's a little bit of a hit with some wind, I think.
Landing time logged. Landed at Echo Golf Sierra X-Ray, North Wheeled.
Yeah, pretty sure that I've been here as well. If I remember right, we have to go like all the way up to the very end here of the runway. That's where we actually need to go ahead and get to. Yeah, I've definitely have been here before. And then what we need to do is I'm going to see if I can find a short trip down into London City for us to go in and deliver some stuff. Yeah, see this I've actually all manually cached, and actually I might do more of this around here just because that I think is going to help me out a lot with if I manually cache everything. Getting really close to the end of the runway anyway. There. Alright, taxi lights can come on. Yeah, we can drop this off and then we can take off down to London City. And then hopefully in the next episode we'll be able to do hopefully the mission out of London Heathrow. Not London Heathrow, but London City. I'm literally just coasting. I don't even have any thing. Actually, let's turn here. You know what? We're just gonna park it right here. All right. Parking brake on, master warning off.
Okay.
So we can actually go ahead and turn off all of our lights now. Turn off our autopilot. And cut our engine.
Engine off, time logged.
Go.
End of flight, registered in OnAir company.
Absolutely fantastic. All right, so let's actually go ahead and switch on over into the other monitor real quick. All right, so yeah, only 0.3 hours, flight hours, so it's going to be really cheap on the pocketbook. But what we want to technically do is we would like to see if we can actually get anything from where we're currently at down to London City. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. No idea. So let's go ahead and take a look. Aircraft, where we're currently at. It's going to be less than 50 nautical miles. At this point, I really don't care how much money we make from it, to be 100% honest. We're looking for going down to Gatwick. Basically right back to where I just came from, to be honest. London, Gatwick, and Heathrow. Nothing going into London City. All right, so that means that this is going to be a completely empty haul, which means that we're not going to get paid at all for it. We got paid for our last job. So the only one that we got pending is going to be our job here, which is $5,000 to go from here down to here. Then we'll get that. And then I don't know what the next one, I mean, we might get another one to go back, another mission. And then that will help us get a little bit more income from it. So what we need to do is we need to set up our aircraft to basically fly from here down to London City. So we're going to do a completely empty load. I'm not even going to worry about paying for fuel here at all. It's probably going to be more expensive in London anyway, but that's kind of why I filled up where I did. It was less than $7 a gallon. We are going to be flying to London City. And no cargo, no passengers, no nothing. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set that up in the flight simulator real quick. And then we're going to, once we get into the cockpit, we're going to fly that entire flight down to London City. And then we're going to not miss a single beat with that entire flight. Let's do it. Hey, Hey everyone, welcome back to the flight. Now down into London City. We've got everything started here on the tracker screen, so let's actually get into the flight sim. So that's awesome. Welcome back. Welcome back to the final flight of this video. We're going to go ahead and start this up, and we're going to go into London City. We have an ILS approach that we're going to be doing. I put up a couple custom waypoints as well to set myself up for a more straight approach. We're only going to be flying at 4,000 feet today, but let's go ahead and get this aircraft all started up so that way you can actually get down into London City, because I'm pretty excited to actually get down there. Let's go ahead and turn the engine starter on. Nav lights and strobe lights can come on along with beacon lights.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Alright, that sounds like it's all pretty much good to go. Need to get this out of the way. So we need to add a little bit of fuel. Let's turn our flight director on since we actually have that right now. Our altitude is only going to be up to 4,000 feet today, so it's not a very long flight at all. I think it was like less than 30 nautical miles or right around 30 nautical miles. All right, let's go ahead and get this all the way up. Really? Okay, it doesn't like when I do it that way. Let's go ahead and start it again, I guess.
Aural warning, okay.
And then I'm just going to introduce fuel by doing it this way with my actual and there we go. I don't know why I can't do it like I should be able to there, because that's really very, very interesting that I can't. Flaps are going to be set for takeoff, not landing. We're not doing a landing quite yet. No, we're not at that stage. We're going to turn on our taxi lights, and we are going to turn off our parking brake, and we are going to get the truck out of here. Vertical speed, we're going to be climbing up pretty quickly, again, like we normally do, but this is only going to be set to 1,800 feet per minute. We're also going to switch our nav mode over into GPS. Like somebody's aircraft is getting ready and fueled. Not me today, my friends. Not me. It was kind of expensive here at this airport, to be 100% honest. Yeah, it's a very, very short flight down into London City, though. If you guys want to see like more flights, maybe longer flights in with the career mode, or just flights in general, then by all means, make sure that you guys are, you know, doing everything down below that's appropriate. You know, liking, commenting, subscribing. It would definitely help me out. Lets me know that you want me to continue making these types of videos, because honestly, I am very, very much enjoying these. Learning kind of the new aircraft and all that kind of stuff. Why is that like f***ing the crap out over there? That's interesting. All right. Engine's at about 50%. Everything looks pretty stable. Go and get out of here. rotate.
Airborne
Positive rate.
time logged.
You're up. For a little bit of a bank to the right-hand side. Flaps can actually come up now. We need to pull. That means we need to pull it back a little bit more on the joist or the yoke in order to keep climbing. So flying it manually. Kind of straighten it out a little bit. There we go. All right, autopilot, nav mode. Perfect. All right, now we're gonna start banking and turn ourselves around. We can ultimately do the hokey pokey. All right, so now while this is actually doing its thing, looking really, really cool down there, we're gonna set our ILS approach. We're gonna go into frequencies, audio and radio and audios, or audio radios, and we're gonna change this one to 111.1 to 5. We're gonna transfer that in, and that is our ILS into runway 27 at London City. The other thing that I actually want to set up is my wind. Now I know where it's coming from. Other than that, I don't think I need to worry about anything else as of right now. Let's set up at PDF. That's a nav 1. There we go. And the airport that we just took off out of is right down there, if you guys can kind of see it. Right there. Just outside the window. It's looking absolutely fantastic. And we can actually take a look at London in the background. There's London all set up. Got London City Airport. London, and then we got, you know, Heathrow. Oh, it's way over there somewhere. It might be way over there, actually. Ah, it's so amazing. It is so cool. Loving it. Believe it or not, but we are actually almost, I mean, Baker is what? 8 nautical miles away, so we actually need to start our descent already. We're going to descend down to, I guess, 3,000 feet for the time being. I'm also going to pull back, or bring back the throttle just a little bit. What do we got right there? Yep. Like a ship right there. Out into the English Channel. Looks like there's another ship right there. There's Heathrow way in the background. Gatwick's gonna be way over there somewhere. Right, 4 nautical miles away. Oh, okay, everything is looking actually really, really good. London City right over there. I continue to bring the speed down just a little bit, to be quite honest. I want to take a look at... Alright, let's disarm that approach then. Keep bringing down that speed a little bit more. There goes our first set of flaps. We should be seeing the lock line come from left to right here in just a moment, I would assume. Okay, let's do gear out. There's London City right in front of us. Alright, the glide slope is coming alive. Glide slope is alive and well. We're dropping our speed. We don't want to drop it quite that much, to be honest. Alright, we're gonna be pulling us in here in just a moment. Looking absolutely fantastic, you guys. And bring back the speed just a little bit more if I can. It's looking really, really cool, though. Looks like a building being built right there. It does roll low. And we actually are low. Okay, so let's go ahead and We're gonna manually fly? A little off on localizer, it looks like. I wonder why it started to do that. There we go. Okay,
Wind 240 at 12 knots.
everything is looking pretty good. We're a little bit high according to this. Oh, back just a bit. Oh, there goes the frame rates. Oh, this could be a bumpy landing. Oh, God.
Landing time logged.
Actually, that wasn't that
Landed
bad
at Echo
for
Golf Lima Charlie, London
or as
City.
much as it was for some frame ratiness. Holy cow. Freaking got right over the top of London City and it was like, oh, it doesn't. Oh man. All right, well, I think for the we experienced, I would have to say that we didn't do too bad. Wow. That is a lot of frames, though. Chop, 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 chop. All right. Will be our exit right here. Like an ERJ right there. And taxi lights can come on, landing lights can come off. We actually need to go down this way. Wow, look at those frame rates though, holy cow. It'll be nice when I can finally purchase a little bit better graphics card. I already have one in mind that I want to purchase specifically for this as a game too. And it's going to make it absolutely wonderful. All right. There we go. Found a nice parking spot. You can actually go ahead and click on our parking brake, turn off that warning. We can turn off all of our lights now. Turn off all of our switches. Then what we can do is we can turn off our autopilot. Then turn off our fuel. There it goes. And now we can turn off.
Engine off, time logged.
There we go.
End of flight, registered in OnAir company.
Perfect. So we made it down to London City. We had a little bit of some frame droppage there at the very end of the episode, but we were able to actually handle everything just fine. I think we landed pretty dang okay. It literally was a 12-minute flight down into London City from where we currently are at, so that was absolutely fantastic. But if you guys did enjoy, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. And the next flight that we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and leave London City, and we're going to go and do our mission where we're going to gain 1,000 experience points so that we can get another skill point, and we'll make $5,000 in the process. So that'll be absolutely fantastic. Again, if you guys did enjoy, you know what to do. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it. And you guys, stay gaming.